Portrush Theatre Company love this time of year, as they know that the season of panto is here. But alas, there's a problem. A new show in town. They're calling it COVID. It's bringing us down. Our producer Andy is scratching his head, while Ian, our dame, lies asleep in her bed. The cast, they're hopeful and trying to gauge when this fabulous cast can return to the stage. Never fear in the meantime, I say with a hush. There are plans afoot by those folk from Portrush. The theatre cannot let Christmas appear without bringing you all some great Christmas cheer. So sit back and relax. Gather your children around to listen to stories of Christmas we've found. Let's open these pages and take a good look, and we'll adventure to Christmas through the eyes of a book. The story I have chosen for you this evening, boys and girls, is The Christmas Hat, written by A.J. Wood. Little Owl was just a tiny baby when Rabbit and Badger found him, lost in the woods one fine autumn day. "Don't worry, Little Owl," Rabbit had said kindly, stroking his downy head. "We will take care of you until you're big enough to take care of yourself." Rabbit and Badger loved Little Owl, but looking after him could sometimes be, well, tricky. "Oh, don't do that," Little Owl said Rabbit. "Or that," said Badger. "And definitely not that," added their friend Mole, as Little Owl began unravelling his favourite blanket. When winter came, the animals could not even see what mischief Little Owl was getting into. His fluffy white feathers blended so perfectly with the snow that he seemed to disappear. "Only a few days to go before Christmas," said Rabbit, happily one snowy morning, as she put the finishing touches on her Christmas cake. She had an idea. "I will make Little Owl a hat for Christmas," she said to Badger. "A bright red hat to wear when he goes outside. That way we'll always be able to see where he is and what he's up to." Little Owl liked his soft red present, but he wasn't quite sure what to do with it at first. "Wear it if you go out into the snow," instructed Rabbit. "That way we will always be able to find you." Later that day, the animals went for a walk in the snowy wood. And as usual, Little Owl was lagging behind, hopping in and out of the snowdrifts. "Well, at least we can see where he is now," Rabbit said to Badger. But just then, something terrible happened. From behind the trees sprang a big red fox, looking for something tasty to eat for his Christmas dinner. The other animals ran for cover, but Little Owl had stopped hopping and stayed very still. He thought the snow would hide him as it usually did, but he had forgotten all about the new red hat on his head. The fox licked his lips. "Hello, little owl," he said. "In that nice red hat, you look good enough to eat." "Run, little owl," cried the animals from behind their hiding place. "Run away as fast as you can." So little owl ran, bouncing and tumbling through the snow. The fox was hot on his tail until whoomph, down a snowbank fell little owl, and off came his bright red hat. He sat down hard in the snow, and he stayed very, very still. Fox looked everywhere, but he couldn't see little owl. He slunk off into the woods, his tummy still rumbling with hunger. "Oh, thank goodness you're safe," cried Badger. Rabbit gave little owl an extra cuddly hug as they headed back home. Maybe that nice red hat wasn't such a good idea after all, she said. But little owl loved his soft red hat, and it didn't take long for him to find the perfect use for it. And Rabbit and Badger always knew exactly where to find him: at bedtime.